Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Culture Club.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938, Matson celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus, Guam's leader in sustainability and electric vehicles. Learn more at carsplusguam.com. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime, defense contends the woman accused of crashing her Jeep into Jerry Kitchen was not behind the wheel. A look inside the courtroom as trial begins. Plus, GovGuam hired a major company to look into if the island can get into additive manufacturing industry. Our interview with the head of Astro America coming up. And sharing the same stage as former President Barack Obama, UOG's Austin Shelton representing Guam, speaking at the Obama Foundation Democracy Forum in the Big Apple.
Hafid, good evening, everyone. I'm Nick Delgado. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. Defense contends the cover-up was to protect the off-duty cop and another woman who was inside the Jeep that crashed into a Twinning restaurant in February last year. Trial getting underway today in a high-profile drunk driving case before Superior Court Judge Alberto Tolentino. Defendant Nikita Teresa Uggan inside the courtroom as the attorneys gave opening statements to the jury. Uggan stands accused of crashing her Jeep into the restaurant after a night out of drinking with friends. Prosecutors argue that she could have killed someone.
You're also going to learn that the Guam Police Department messed up its initial response to the crash. Instead of conducting a field sobriety or breathalyzer test, which would have been the normal standard operating procedure, they instead issued her a traffic citation and released her. Just because the Guam Police Department messed up its response, however, doesn't mean that Ms. Uggan isn't guilty of driving while impaired, or that you should acquit her.
Ms. Uggan should never have been charged with drunk driving under the influence of alcohol, because big evidence is going to show that this is a cover-up. Ms. Uggan is charged with a crime to cover up for two ladies. There were four ladies that night, including Ms. Uggan. But the cover-up was to cover up for police officer Johnny Terlaki and for another lady, Ayesha Barcinas. So to protect them from, being exposed.
Defense there arguing Uggan was not behind the wheel of the night of the crash. Dozens of Guam police officers are set to testify. Trial will continue next week. Well, one of those accused in the disappearance and killing of Adam Messier was given a plea deal. Defendant Brandon James Flaherty receiving an agreement from the AG's office ahead of appearing before presiding Judge Alberto Lamarena today. He will review it before accepting the deal. Co-defendants Curtis James Blas and Donovan Carriaga also appearing in court today. Their defense attorneys saying they have yet to get a plea deal from prosecutors. The judge continuing the December 5th trial date as well and wants them to come back to court at the end of the month to find out what happens next. Only Blas remains in prison. As we reported, it was in September of 2017, Messier threatened to report his roommate Jason Alianza to the landlord for illegal drug activity. Messier went missing before a witness later allegedly admitted Alianza, who is now dead, along with Blas, Carriaga, and Flaherty, brutally beat Messier and dumped his body. A woman who tried to scam the federal government in fake marriage admitted to the allegations in court today. Anna Liza Montanez Peleo pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit marriage fraud. According to the plea agreement, she faces up to 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. court documents stating the case involves co-conspirators Sandra Valerio and Yves Paleo. Valerio allegedly came up with a scheme to have the couple marry. Documents state Yves Paleo was promised a car in return. The Paleos agreed to the sham marriage in 2014 so that Ana Paleo could live in the U.S. illegally. No word if the two others face charges at this time, but sentencing for Ana set for February 16th. In other news, a bill that proposes to create a virtual power plant program for Guam went up for a public hearing today at the Guam Congress building. Bill 351 was introduced by Senator Clint Rigel. The measure hopes to offer renewable energy opportunities to lower the cost of utility bills. Guam Power Authority General Manager John Beneventi offering his testimony.
I'll be presenting this testimony this morning on behalf.
GPA believes Bill 351-36 is a viable option towards the achieving of our clean energy goals. GPA is eager to implement programs and projects that will achieve the most affordable, clean, reliable, resilient energy for all ratepayers.
Also providing testimony in support of the bill was local physician Dr. William Ware. Written testimony can still be provided to Senator Rigel's office. Diversifying Guam's industry, creating job opportunities, and overcoming defense and commercial logistics concerns. That's the approach GovGuam's taking in trying to bring a new industry to the territory, additive manufacturing, which many know as 3D printing. We caught up with the president of the company hired by GovGuam to conduct a feasibility study, as local leaders make the case that this would be good for Guam.
More jobs and 3D printing. Business and government officials coming together at a workshop held at the Hyatt in Tumon this week. The discussion surrounding a venture that started a year ago with GovGuam and Astro America's president, Neil Oranger.
GovGuam have hired Astro America to do a feasibility analysis to determine if we should be building an additive manufacturing center to support the development of new manufacturing capabilities here on island.
Astro America, the applied science and technology research organization of America, first formed in 2018. The company dedicated to advancing public interest through manufacturing technology and policy.
This is new advanced technology that's going to bring, hopefully, new jobs and new business development for the island and for the economy.
Oranger speaking with potential key players, including the Guam Economic Development Authority, Guam Shipyard, UOG, GCC, Port Authority, GIAA, and others. He's now conducting a feasibility study for Guam.
In an ideal world, in the next 24 months, we could try to work with the federal government and other stakeholders to try to start setting up a center that's going to start doing some of that workforce development, as well as research and development investment, and hopefully start bringing on new jobs here on island.
The more industries we have, the more resilient we become.
GITA Administrator Melanie Mendiola recalling how it all started.
The governor called me one day and she said, "Mel, I want you to look into this additive manufacturing." I said, "Yes, Gov, no problem." She says, "Yeah, I think this could be really good for Guam, Mel, with the military." I said, "Okay, go." So I went onto the internet and Googled, what is additive manufacturing?
And Governor Lulian Guerrero sharing how she is ready for the growth.
Brought a lot of good people to our island and possible investors to our island, and of course to help us not just grow our economy, but to help us with the better quality of life for our people, because your investing in here is just going to go right back out to our community and businesses, and of course provide better services for our island. That's how I see this whole economic growth, investment, and so forth.
The director of UOG's Center for Island Sustainability and Sea Grant traveled to New York City to talk on the same stage as former President Barack Obama. Mitsuki Hirayama has more.
Dr. Austin Shelton speaks at the Obama Foundation Democracy Forum in New York City. The University of Guam Center for Island Sustainability and Sea Grant Director is one of 3 speakers presenting on democracy and climate change. He begins his speech with an anecdote of William Dampier's visit to Guam that started what he calls an interruption to our sustainable existence.
With people like William Dampier, colonization entered our shores and conflict arose. Those boats were burned down, and our people were put under the control and dependence of foreign powers.
A dependence on outside resources that leave us reliant on over 90% of imported goods. He adds, though the people have hope for change, the changing climate is another interruption.
Places that contributed the least to the impacts of climate change, to the causes of climate change, now suffer its wrath. We experience rising sea level, more frequent and intense storms, warming waters that bleach and kill our coral reefs. Furthermore, climate change is literally eroding our democracies. When we're fighting for survival, how do we find the time and space to also fight for better democracies?
Dr. Shelton finds the answer in agency and self-determination, bringing up Guam's political status as an unincorporated U.S. territory he calls a need for real democracy.
We build on our legacy of ancient island wisdom, innovate in the present, and navigate the waters to our sustainable future.
He presents Guam Green Growth as a path to that sustainable future, showing how local actions can make a global impact.
Join us as an ally. Follow islands. After all, in this universe, we are all floating around on an island called Earth.
Closing out the conference was former President Barack Obama, who addressed a crowd of incredible leaders.
And I just have to say, the determination and the passion of these leaders, many of whom are here, are already making an impact.
Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Still to come on your news leader, the early voting beginning in the gubernatorial runoff election in the Northern Marianas is underway. Plus, scientists monitoring an underwater volcano in the CNMI, what this means for the region. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
My name is Leonza Selvage, and I have a 4-year-old daughter who goes to lots of learning daycare. So with the rising cost of living, it helps tremendously with bills. I don't have to worry about paying for childcare services. Knowing that this program is offered to our people, most especially our children, I think something to definitely be grateful for. I learned about Programan Panilan from the mayor's offices here, and my initial reaction to the program, I was actually in disbelief that this program offered free childcare services to our people. I wanted to give my mom a break for a little bit, so when I found out about the program, I jumped right on it. I was relieved because childcare at no cost. I'm thankful for this program because I don't have to worry about an extra set of bills coming my way. I'm grateful to the governor, the lieutenant governor, everyone behind the scenes that made this happen.
Need help paying for childcare? Guam families can receive financial support through Programan Panilan. Learn more and apply at guamchildcare.com.
Viva Amanda! Viva Amanda! Throughout this campaign, I've had the honor of experiencing the love and support of so many of you. Every hug, handshake, and kind word has pushed to make this campaign a reality. We've been through so much together, Guam. We've weathered the pandemic together at a trying campaign season. Hearing and seeing all the difficulties our island has faced invigorated me with the inspiration to move forward. Through every challenge, every high and low, it's been you, the people of Guam, who have shown strength, courage, and resilience that continue to inspire me. And it's with this inspiration and strength that I commit to further serve our island. Seduas Maasi, and thank you for entrusting me with the honor of one of your votes.
Paid for by the committee to elect Amanda Shelton, Johnny Cole Torres, Treasurer.
What you need to know from the Northern Marianas. Follow KUAM CNMI on Instagram for the latest regional headlines.
Welcome back. Well, over in the CNMI, it's round 2 for early voting and day 1 for the residents to cast their ballots for the gubernatorial runoff election. Regional correspondent Tomas Menclotnia reports.
Early voters are crowding the polling site on Saipan on day 1 of being able to cast their ballot for the gubernatorial runoff election.
Everybody should vote because, you know, our island matters.
To choose a good leader.
And what are you looking for in a good leader?
Can provide for the people.
This is the right you have, so you should exercise it and, you know, pick the best candidate that you think is most aligned with you and where you see the CNMI going. and also be respectful to each other, whether it's your party or not.
And political camps are set up right across the street from the multi-purpose center early voting site, rallying their supporters in this final push.
We've been doing all the houses immediately right after the general election. And I am so proud with the team of the GOP that have been going out there since day one.
We decided to push twice our effort in achieving our goal and objective, which is the numbers. And that's what we want to do, surpass the November 8 tabulation figures.
Republicans Torres Sablon garnered 38.83% of votes on general election day, while independents Palacios Apatang received 33.15%, and Democrats, who they formed a coalition with recently, got 28.01%. The race narrows as the sitting governor and lieutenant governor battle for the executive seat. Tomas Maglonia for KUAM News on Saipan.
A volcano likely erupting deep underneath the CNMI, a recent report from the Washington Post highlighting this potential discovery. We speak with local meteorologists on what this means for the region.
Scientists are in search of volcanic activity deep in the Pacific in the Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas, a volcano that the U.S. Geological Survey officials suspect started to erupt about a month ago. Guam National Weather Service meteorologist Landon Idlet is aware of the activity being monitored in our area.
They were having those a notification from the hydrophones, getting some of the seismic energy, the sounds of a possible eruption. And the way those hydroacoustic microphones work, it's really impressive. It measures the pressure traveling through the water, and they can pinpoint where the activity is taking place. And so that's where we're getting that notification of possible seismic activity in the Mariana Islands.
The Washington Post reporting scientists are looking to see if the activity is shallow earthquakes or if the material exploded from the crater, as well as if there's discolored water, which could suggest material is coming out of the volcano.
That's definitely a possibility. We have this activity from time to time in the region. As you know, we're on the Philippine and the Pacific plate where they converge. We have the Marianas Trench. And so we're in a very seismically active region of the Pacific. And so this is just one of the concerns that we have on a daily basis in our region.
Experts not yet seeing any signs of an eruption that could intensify.
This is something that we shouldn't be so much worried about, but it's something we should always maintain a steady state of preparedness, because we do have those underwater volcanoes all the way up the Mariana Island chain. There's actually 60 volcanoes active in the region that's above the water and underwater as well. So we have to keep that in mind. But just like earthquakes and tsunami preparedness, we cannot forecast earthquakes. We always have to be generally prepared for any type of natural hazards.
The activity reportedly declining in recent days.
Well, no more Globe Disco Lounge. The place was among those that ceased operations during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Sandcastle recently getting approval from the Guam Alcohol Beverage Control Board to give the nightclub a new name.
They're trying to attract more revenue to come into Sandcastle. Recommend approval.
I make a motion for approval.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Sandcastle Inc. change to Zoe is approved.
Bodega Group already hiring ahead of the opening of the Zoe nightclub in Tumon. Additionally, the ABC board approved Asia Pacific Hotel's request to change World Cafe at the former Fiesta Resort to the Terrace. We'll meet the new Special Operations Response Team members for the Department of Corrections and the Department of Youth Affairs. After some grueling and intense training, the 6 from DOC and 2 from DYA were recognized during a graduation ceremony held at Leo Palace Resort today. DOC Director Bob Camacho on what this addition to the SORT team means for the prison.
We'll be much more prepared to respond to emergency situations, critical incidences, keeping the inmates, the officers, the staff safer.
The 7-week training included weapons qualifications along with defensive tactics, riot control, and more. It's one of Guam's holiest holidays, but there will again be no procession in Hagåtña for Santa Maria and Camelin. Father Juni Valencia tells KUAM the statue will be paraded around instead to the parishes and villages across the island this December 8th. This has been the practice throughout the pandemic.
The past December 8th, since the pandemic began,
There's just been a great outpouring of love and devotion to Our Lady as she made her way through the villages and the parishes. And the beautiful thing about that is, those who are homebound, those who are sick or, stuck at home who can't really travel, they're able to experience and pray as she passes by.
And the statue will leave the cathedral at 7 in the morning on December 8th to make her rounds to the parishes and villages. It's also expected to be back in Higayuno by 5 p.m. If you planned on it, don't expect to follow the Santa Maria Camlin in the Archdiocese of Higayuno, reminding the community this is not a motorcade. For the full schedule of novenas and masses that day, go to KUAM.com. Now for a look at your world at home, here's a view captured of sunny Pago Bay today. Our cameraman Carlita Rozansky enjoying the paradise weather in the south. The Guam National Weather Service predicting this weekend will be partly sunny with scattered showers and a 40% chance of rain.
Introducing the new Choice Bundles from GTA. Choose from the services you want and save big when you bundle. Fast internet speeds, unlimited mobile data, digital TV that you can stream anywhere, and digital home phone for Guam's most reliable network. The more you choose, the more you save. Over $1,000 a year. And for a limited time, bundle Internet 75 or higher and get a $100 account credit. Visit GTA.net and use our bundle calculator to see how much you can save. GTA, we start with you.
Care's comprehensive medical provider network offers our members choice and access to quality facilities locally in Asia, Hawaii, and the continental United States. We provide our members several wellness programs and healthy options to improve their overall health status. Calo Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you. Federal
The all-new Hyundai Tucson.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. We get this show started tonight with some Easter Girls High School basketball from the Ukadu Gym between the Bulldogs and JFK Islanders. Check it out. Ukadu with home court advantage on senior night. The JFK Islanders led 13-12 after the first quarter of play. Jasmine Sampson dribbles left and gets to the basket for the bucket and one. JFK won on a short run in the second quarter. Layla Smart splits the defense and gets in for 2 points. Alea Fontanilla scored 3 straight baskets for the home team. Fontanilla hits Jocelyn Borja baseline for the easy 2. Han with the spin move keeps her pivot foot planted and hits the tough shot. Veja Blas gets the pass from Haley Cabrera. Blas gets around the defender and hits the short floater. Islanders pick up the win on the road. Francesca Aguilar showing her handles, finishes strong at the rim for the basket and one. The JFK High School JROTC Cadet Corps Leaders Veterans Day 22-lap march run event was located at the school's campus. The organization reached their goal of $10,000 in donations from pledges they received. 150 of the 191 JFK High School JROTC cadets participated in the 5.5-mile event. With the $10,000 goal met, 22%, $2,200 is being donated to 2 separate island veterans organizations to assist with their suicide prevention outreach programs. Congratulations to all who participated. Just as a reminder, tickets for the FIBA U15 Oceania Championship can be purchased at guamtime.net. You can also pay at the door. So make sure to come out and support our boys and girls national basketball teams as they face the top teams from around the Oceania region. The tournament runs from November 21st through the 26th at the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse. Now in programming news, Monday, November 21st, we have a doubleheader for you on KUAM TV 11, NFL on CBS, the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Keep it locked to KUAM TV 11. At 7:25 in the morning, the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Switch the channel over to KUAM TV 8 at 11:15 in the morning. Sunday Night Football on NBC. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs taking on Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Can't make that amount work right now.
Mom,
what is it?
Can I get new basketball shoes?
We'll see.
Can I please have $20 for my field trip?
I don't know.
Can I go to my friend's house after school?
Anak, hindi pwede.
We're all trying our best to make ends meet. The governor's childcare programs are helping businesses and working families care for Guam's kids. This ad is paid for with funds administered by the Department of Public Health and Social Services. Visit guamchildcare.com to apply today.
Howdy, folks. Nobody loves a Guam potluck more than I do. That's why I always bring my world-famous chicken, served any way you like it. Original recipe, extra crispy tenders, Kentucky Fried Wings, and more. All right. And nothing completes a meal like KFC's signature sides. Hot mashed potatoes with gravy, coleslaw, and a flaky biscuit. The world's favorite chicken, right here on the island, and only at KFC Guam. Whoops! Well, it is finger-looking good.
Welcome back. We wanted to tell you to make sure to tune in to tonight's episode of Law and Order Special Victims Unit on NBC TV 8 at 8 p.m. The episode entitled A Better Person features Guam's own Rain Valdez. The episode has the SVU team hunting a serial predator who is targeting transgender people. Valdez, who is transgender, said while she has turned down such roles in the past, she had to say yes to this because it's a story about survival. Adding, quote, "It's really important to be having these conversations as my community and I are the biggest target in the political landscape. I really appreciate the delicate direction in which the writers decided to go on." The Emmy-nominated actress notes that aside from the trauma, it's a beautiful episode with the great cast navigates how to be an ally and how to protect trans people. Again, the episode airs tonight at 8 p.m. on NBC TV 8. In this week's Feed Me Fridays, Team KUM's Daniel and Darby taste test the No Shim Spicy Stir Fried Noodle.
Did you spill some on me? Oh my goodness.
Feed Me Fridays is brought to you by Devondale, real milk from free grazing cows.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Feed Me Fridays, and we're continuing with the spicy challenge. And if Devondale Milk can beat the heat, and with me right now is actually a member of our KUAM digital team, Darby. Me and Darby will be taking on the new Nong Shim Spicy Ramen Stir Fry. Man, this looks like it's gonna hurt, right, Darbs? What do you think?
I think so.
It's really definitely gonna hurt, but that's why we have Devondale Milk here to see if it's a savior. So enough talk, let's just get right into it and see how spicy this is. So, you know the regular Nong Shim noodles? It tastes exactly like that, but there's a little added spice to it.
It's not as bad actually.
Really?
The ones that we've tried before, it's like the spice like hugs your tongue, but this one kind of just once you swallow it, it's gone.
Ready to add on to the...
We'll put a little bit. Okay, I mean,
no, come on.
I wouldn't say it's for everyone, but it's for those who's like spicy, like hot sauce or spicy noodles enthusiasts, like you guys can definitely eat this, like no problem.
Okay, this is too spicy. I'm gonna need some Devondale. I'm just, oh. Well, the spice is still there, but only a little bit. Devondale really turned down the heat. Thank you, right?
Devondale. No, that really helped.
I'm not doing this again though. I'm definitely not stacking spicy on top of spicy. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching us on this edition of Feed Me Friday. We'll see you guys next time for Feed Me Fridays.
Feed Me Fridays is brought to you by Devondale, real milk from free grazing cows.
Now to your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shout-out submitted on KUAM.com.
Let's put this work week behind us so we can get started on our island weekend, everybody. Happy birthday on Friday, November 18th to Sarah Chargaloff, and happy birthday to our baby sister. We're so proud of you and we love you, say Verna and Donna. Happy birthday, Sarah. Caitlin Thompson, happy birthday number 17 to you. She is an awesome singer, your shout out says, and a senior at the Academy of Our Lady of Guam. Go Cougars! All right, this is coming to you from Mom, Diana, and Dre, and they say, we love you 3000. All right, shout out to Endgame there. Vilma Salas, Biba cumpleaños, pretty lady. May all your dreams come true. God bless you in your spirit. We wish you the very best. Say Frank and Mary Regis Borja and the Oman family. And Mary Regis Borja, happy birthday to you once again. May this special day be the most exciting day of your life. Have a wonderful birthday.
On Friday means it's time to announce the winner of a yummy ice cream cake courtesy of Cold Stone Creamery.
You know what is absolutely perfect on a perfect hot island weekend? A Cold Stone Creamery ice cream cake to cool you down. Because you are cool. Especially Jacine Ali Hope Indalecio, who was born on November the 12th, and she is our birthday club winner this week. Jacine, happy extended birthday once again, and we'll be in touch with you real quick to let you know when you can pick up your prize. And hey, let us know if you share it, and let us know what flavor you get. They got a lot there at Cold Stone Creamery, so enjoy and happy birthday once again.
And that's our show. Thank you for ending your week here with us. I'm Nick Delgado. Stay safe and have a great weekend.
KUAM News Hotspot is brought to you by
Pacific Points, Do More, Get More, and Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
The menu, brought to you by King's Restaurant, always open, always local, and Ruby Tuesday Guam, home of the fresh Garden Bar.
Today on The Hub, our Nestor Leconto chats it up with two Senator-elect Democrats who earned a seat in the 37th Guam legislature. Dwayne St. Nicholas and Roy Kanata share what their first order of business is once sworn in and how they're ready to work for the people of Guam.
Howdy everyone, and welcome to The Hub. I'm Nestor Leconto. Thanks for joining us. This week, I'd like to welcome our guests. They are Senators-elect Roy Kanata and Dwayne St. Nicholas. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for having us, Nestor.
Have you guys recovered already?
We're working on recovery.
Yeah, still waking up at 5 o'clock to wave thank you in the morning, and still trailing ahead. Got to give thanks.
Still in the dream state.
Let me just ask you guys, what was your reaction when you finally found out that you were going to be members of the 37th Guam legislature? Roy, let me start with you.
Well, definitely I wanted to give thanks to God, family, and friends. Definitely it was a very eventful and exhausting trail. But, if you really want it, you got to go get it yourself, right? And I'm very hopeful to represent the people of Guam, especially the ones that voted for me. I will continue to be thankful for each and every one of them.
And Dwayne, what was your reaction?
Oh, my reaction. Remember, I started at 16, so my reaction from the beginning was, I was kind of a little worried there, but I said, it's okay. And then I told my wife, let's go bed. And then they were calling us at 2 a.m. Hey, a lot of stuff has changed since. Wake up. But it was very surprising, and I really very appreciative of the people's trust. And if you allow me the time, I really am very thankful and humble. Thank you.
Yeah, you two are a little bit rare in that you both made it in on your first try. There are other senators, or other candidates rather, that have tried multiple times and have never got in, and there are other senators who may have tried 2 or 3 times before they got in. So, Dwayne, let me start with you. What was your secret to campaigning? How'd you do it?
I don't know. I just I feel like I'm just Forrest Gump, I'm living the life. Just open yourself to all possibilities and just see, and everything just fell into place. I actually, I'm just a happy guy and just want to make good things happen. We started with our little business and everything, and so that's how I think it materialized. We got very popular with people, with our solar lights and whatnot, and our giant teddy bears, and so I think people remember that. And that's how we were able to pull through.
Did you go around, knocking on doors, or did you attend pocket meetings?
We attended a lot of pocket meetings. I didn't really go door to door, but what I did was, we advertised, that was definitely one of the things, and then also social media really helped us out, and then also KUAM, we advertised here. Almost every night from the primary. When after the primary, you looked at the numbers, it was really tough. I was like, oh my goodness, this is a tough fight for, so we really ramped it up. We put our signs out there. My wife, we worked really hard. Mr. Ben and just about everybody out there worked really hard to get us here, and that's how we got here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Roy, tell us a little bit about your strategy.
I think my strategy is since I think we share the same sentiment in regards to being young politicians. I mean, growing up in high school and middle school, I already had the nickname of senator, governor, and whatnot.
Same here.
So, proud alumni of Simon Sanchez, proud islander. So our island custom is to take care of each other, right? We're very hospitable people, especially having a name that hails from the South, Canada. Southern hospitality is unmatched. I know that the campaign trail has been very expensive. We all know that it's a testament to how expensive life can be. It's just tri-media spotlights. It's very expensive. It adds up. So my strategy was put big signs and make sure people remember your face and your name, and that was the goal. And, just be genuine with people, ask for their vote. That's all you can ask. And, you do your best and represent the people that trusted you to do good for the people and not just your own self-interest. So I'm hopeful to represent the island and make our island better for everyone and rebuild our economy and start with my platform, housing, economic development, economy, and land.
Yeah, actually the signs was a good strategy because that's a lot of people recognize you from those signs, yeah?
Yeah, definitely, and one of the greatest, I guess, gifts from having big signs is all the kids remembering me. I go to Home Depot quite often, and it's like the murmurs of these kids. You can pick it up like, oh my God, that's the guy on that sign. That's Roy Canada or Roy Quinady. They're not really good with the speech, but they got the Roy down.
Yeah, and that's one of the keys, right? To
how effective that sign was? Right? My father-in-law arrived from Arizona, saw his signs up and down Marine Drive. By the time he came to a party, he already knew Roy. just having his presence out there was, that was enough.
You gotta connect the name and the face, right? That's the first thing that you got to get accomplished, right? So when you guys were out there talking to people, what did you find was the most common concern that they brought to you? Let's start with you, Dwayne.
Well, first of all, I think most of the people that I've spoken to spoke to me about honesty. They just want honesty from their leaders. And you know that's easy for me because that's one of that's one of my campaign platforms. It was pretty simple. It was honesty, compassion, and kindness, and a lot of people were talking to me about, you know, just being honest. And then the second one is the crime and the methamphetamine problem, and also the economy. So in that order.
Yeah. How about you, Roy?
Yeah, I think a lot of the biggest concerns was leaders with integrity, and you know, having new faces in there, and you know, more opportunities for our people. A lot of people are leaving our island because there's not enough opportunities for them to grow here. You know, the minimum wage with inflation is just not helping make anyone's lives better. So we definitely need to work on those issues, and hopefully we can work on those inaugurated.
Yeah. You mentioned crime, Dwayne. How in particular would you attack that issue? Because a lot of it kind of stems, I think the conventional wisdom is that a lot of the crime stems from our drug abuse crisis, right?
And you know, I guess I did see a lot of this as a school counselor. That's why when I did go out to talk to people, I said, you know, most of my platform is based on being a school counselor and actually seeing the effects on our people. And so I made a commitment that, you know, sometimes you don't always have to have legislation. Sometimes you just need to be there. So I'm going to take it upon myself to visit schools and be out there and show presence and remind people to remain drug free, especially our kids, you know, to not do it. So right now I'm preparing ourselves for the future, and I want to tackle them there with the drug problem to make sure that they get the message, not to be drug free. You know, stay drug.
Roy, do you have any ideas about attacking the drug crisis?
You know, I think if we invest more into our ports of entry, and we have more drug dogs and handlers, then we can actually capture more data, and the data will also drive more efficient response towards those things. I mean, obviously the drug epidemic is very serious on our island, but I also think it starts at home. A lot of people need to take back their brothers and sisters and really try to, you know, remodel them as citizens and bring them back home. A lot of them just get lost, and they need a little bit of love and faith back instilled into them, and that's something that the family needs to help them with. You know, it's a very personal issue, and it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight.
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with Senators-elect Roy Kanata and Dwayne St. right after this.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
My name is Leonza Selvage, and I have a 4-year-old daughter who goes to lots of learning daycare. So with the rising cost of living, it helps tremendously with bills. I don't have to worry about paying for childcare services. Knowing that this program is offered to our people, most especially our children, I think it's something to definitely be grateful for. I learned about Programan Panilan from the mayor's offices here, and my initial reaction to the program, I was actually in disbelief that this program offered free childcare services to our people. I wanted to give my mom a break for a little bit, so when I found out about the program, I jumped right on it. I was relieved because childcare at no cost. I'm thankful for this program because I don't have to worry about an extra set of bills coming my way. I'm grateful to the governor, the lieutenant governor, everyone behind the scenes that made this happen.
Need help paying for childcare? Guam families can receive financial support through Programan Pinilan. Learn more and apply at guamchildcare.com.
Mobile offers a new and convenient way to fuel your vehicle. Pay gas and go. No need to line up inside the store.
Press Preset. Enter whole dollar amount without decimals. Press Loyalty ID and enter your mobile number or insert Smiles card. Insert and remove payment card or tap contactless credit card. Begin fueling. And don't forget to grab your receipt. Pay gas and go. It's that easy.
All right, we're back with the Hub, and we'll continue our conversation with Senators-elect Dwayne St. Nicholas and Roy Kanata. Wanted to talk a little bit more about these pressing issues. Crime was one. The economy, inflation, high cost of living, that's definitely right up there. Probably 1A. Roy, what can we do heading into 23 when it potentially could be a tough economic year?
I think we really need to revisit the pay raise for the minimum income bracket. You know, a lot of things have gone up and everything will continue to go up as our economy revives itself. You know, the Guam's economy is based off two economic pillars, which is the military buildup, which has been flourishing and has been very much fruitful. But at this time, we've noticed that the tourism market has definitely taken a crash off the cliff. Unfortunately, Two Lovers Point is right there. So I think we really need to get our economy back on board and, you know, heal our island through our economy and economic diversification and development. So I really want to invest in more economic opportunities and help our island heal our economy as a whole.
Let me dig deeper into, you're proposing that you would propose then a further increase to the minimum wage, or increase?
Correct.
How would you go about doing that, in increments, or to raise it how high?
I think we just maybe it's time to just increase it another $1. I know the private businesses are gonna stress it that there's not enough money, but the people are hurting. We're gonna feel it across the board, and especially in the business community, they're gonna feel it too. And as our people are suffering, the businesses are gonna suffer too a little bit. I mean, the economy is is not there, and a lot of people at the home front are suffering. And we just need to take care of each other. And I think that's the best way, is when we have more money circulating in the economy locally, not purchasing on Amazon or, you know, foreign sites, then our local economy will thrive. But if we keep purchasing stuff off island, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to have a better economy if all the money is circulating off island. So, you know, I want to also increase buy local, support local operations, especially with the small businesses. We got to help them out, because that's the only way our economy is going to thrive, is the backbone of our small business community.
Okay, so we've got one proposed bill from Roy. Dwayne, what are you looking at in terms of helping out with the economy, inflation, high cost of living?
Well, the inflation thing, you know, it's very tough, you know, to deal with inflation, because we're left at the mercy of the outside forces that actually do control inflation. But I do know that inflation is growing, because, you know, Social Security, actually, they bump up Social Security, you know, with a rate of inflation for the previous year. So it has really grown. One of the things that I wanted to do to grow the economy was to try to figure out a way to encourage more military outside spending outside, you know, with our service members, encouraging them to come out and purchase, you know, outside the wire. I was in the military too, so, you know, I know how being far away from the mainland and ordering through Amazon and all that stuff, yes, that's great. But remember, I didn't make it it was no secret that I ran to legalize consumer grade fireworks. So I wanted to try to figure out a way where we could create maybe another industry or another way to capture tax money through the sale of fireworks. And also that would encourage more military people to come out and buy outside. You know, imagine I'm going to go hunting, I'm going to go outside and purchase a 6-pack and pick up some bottle rockets, you know, or something, so they could play with the kids. I think that's a great strategy. We do have a large amount of our military folks coming over here. That's a plus. Unbelievable. You know, in order for us to grow the economy, you need a population to do that with. You know, you need a growing population, and I think that's a plus that they're coming, and we need to encourage them to shop outside.
Okay. You mentioned the military. That's a good segue into my next question. What are your thoughts on military-civilian relations, particularly because the military is going to be spending a ton of money, probably, the Admiral said up to $2 billion a year for the next 6 or 7 years. So we got to be nice to DOD, yeah?
Yeah, well, yeah, and you know, I mean, my sentiments were that sometimes we think of ourselves as us and them, and we got to get away from that mentality. You know, those are our family. There are relatives in there. You know, there are sons and daughters, and we need to bridge. You know, and show them that we're the same. That military inside that gate is my military. That's my army. That's my Navy. Those are my people. So we need to look at them that way. And you know, it's not us against them. And I remember when I was a child, there was a lady named CB Betty. I don't know if you remember CB Betty, and she was like a surrogate to our military members. Who, I mean, they just loved her, and she got an award, and I think they have a plaque of her and somewhere in California. And no other civilian was ever given that award but her, and I think it was John Wayne. So I mean, she did really leave an impact, and I think we need to encourage more people to think that way, and encourage our military family members to come outside, shop, and this is America, you know, and I want everybody to know that, embrace that, and this is our way forward.
Roy, what sort of military civilian issues will you be staying on top of as a member of the 37th legislature?
Yeah, definitely can echo the same sentiments. I appreciate my U.S. citizenship. I support the build-up, but we need to make sure that our citizens and our military partners are being accounted for, and that the build-up is not only happening inside the gate, but outside the gate. You know, again, this is a position we need to take as a whole and as a community, that we cannot be successful unless we together thrive, right? So if we want to see our economy thrive, we got to work hand in hand with our military. You know, and another situation I think that's always always marked with the military is that our status as a citizens, right? We really need to look at that. An example, this table, we cannot say anything. If you don't have a seat at the table, then we're just on the table. So we got to work with our DC reps and work on having our items and our agenda addressed moving forward, because we are the tip of the spear. We are always going to have a Pacific Theater position, and I think we just got to work with Uncle Sam and those officials in DC. So congratulations to Congressman Jim Moylan. We look forward to working with him in the new 37th legislature.
One of the other issues that's related to the military is local housing. A lot of realtors will tell you, or just residents in general will say that you know, the military and you know, their housing allowance kind of skews the local market for you know, the locals. What are your thoughts on that, Dwayne, and how can, you know, that be mitigated?
Somebody from the realtor mentioned this to me. You know, the one way to stem the rising costs of housing here is to build more houses. You know, you have a larger supply. You know, the cost comes down. But you know, that could be the same. Can be said the same with you know, with EBT. You know, I think EBT does the same also with keeping goods, you know, on the shelves high. You know, when businesses know that, you know, they don't really worry too much about it, they just walk in and are able to purchase a case of anything. You know, they could really just keep the prices artificially high, because you got this group of people who, you know, who are getting subsidies and just go in and buy whatever they want. You know. And so I think, you know, when you're talking about the military housing market, I think that's the same could be true about also the EBT, you know, how that works.
All right.
It's like almost the same.
Roy, any thoughts on affordable housing issues?
Thank you for that question. That's my platform, housing, economic development, accountability, and land, and it spells HEAL on the acronym on the far left. So, you know, again, the military buildup needs to be not only outside the gate, but inside the gate. And I think the realty groups and the contractors are definitely flourishing with the military buildup. But, you know, it's just not affordable for our general population. A lot of people in our island are low to minimum income housing bracket. And the federal position is always going to be that there's a low income bracket that needs to be met. So I hope that now that I'm elected and will be coming in the 37th legislature, is to establish a median housing income bracket that would not only help but also facilitate independent housing, because there's a lot of programs out there for the low income families, but a lot of our median income housing programs are just you're 1 penny over, 1 penny less, and it's very unfortunate. A lot of people lose hope, and that's why a lot of them migrate to the stateside. So I hope to establish programs that can help the median housing income that can have home independence, because a lot of people in my generation can't even afford to have a studio that's 20 by 20 because it's just sad. Our housing market, it is geared to the military allowance, so we're not trying to dwarf the housing market in any sense with the realty groups, but the profit is there and they're just not focused on the general population, I think.
All right, we're going to take another short break and be back with more of our conversation on the Hub. Don't go away.
My name is Lisa Tahaji. I'm from the village of Yamatic. I lost my job during COVID. For 1 year, I was staying with a family member, but I knew I had to find a place to stay. I was desperately looking for a home. I found out about the Relief Center from the Governor Lou and Lieutenant Governor Josh's Facebook page. I wasn't sure if they could help, but I thought I'd take a chance. I walked into the center and the staff were so understanding and compassionate, they helped me. Within a week, through their assistance, I was called to sign a lease agreement. My kids and I now have a roof over our heads, and I'm grateful for the help of the administration and the Relief Center. For anyone who needs any government assistance, I encourage you to visit the Relief Center. They are there to help.
I want my streaming. I want my TV. Ooh, streaming TV. Switch between live TV and your favorite streaming apps with DTV Plus from Docomo Pacific. Watch your shows and multiple devices all at the same time, all from your home Wi-Fi. No cable lines, no hassle, more savings for only $35 a month with your Link bundle. DTV Plus, your cable TV on Wi-Fi. Ooh, streaming TV.
All right, welcome back to the Hub and our conversations with Senators-elect Dwayne San Nicolas and Roy Kanata. And when you guys are, as I mentioned earlier, unique in that you both got in on your first try. What are your expectations for as a newbie in the legislature in dealing with your colleagues? Because as both are Democrats, you will be part of the majority in the legislature. What's your expectation, Dwayne?
Well, I'm a people person, so I'm hoping that they'll work well with me. I know everybody has their own own agenda and other things, but I'm very open. I'm very honest. I know I only have 2 years. I'm not here to to make a career out of this. There's certain things that I want to address, and I want to address them honestly and through the eyes of compassion, and I hope that they can see that as well and help me push my agenda as well through the legislature, because I really want to do what is best for our island, and I want to make Guam a happy place to live.
All right, Roy, your expectations?
I'm thankful and blessed for again the opportunity to serve the people, and I think we just need to remember that once inaugurated, party doesn't matter. We work for everyone, yes, and whether right. They be Republican, Democrat, Independent, white, black, gay, lesbian, we work for them, and we also work for ourselves because we are taxpayers, and we just need to do the very best we can and serve with integrity and honesty, because that's what the people really want, is leaders that are going to be serving with integrity and honesty. We cannot fix everything. We're not going to be able to accomplish everything in 2 years, and we're just going to do our very best and hope for the best, and rebuild our economy and work together with our colleagues. Yep. Republican or Democrat, female or male, we just got to work together. That's the only way we're going to thrive, is if we together thrive.
But in the legislature, though, party does matter.
Yes.
You will be a part of the majority party, so you will get a chairmanship. What committees will you be vying for?
Well, I think my platform is very specific to housing, economic development, economy, and land. So I'm hopeful to get probably Gura, Gita, public auditor, and ethics. You know, accountability is really a big issue that a lot of our people really want to see, right? And land, I continue to echo the sentiments of the late Angel Sanchez that generations will come, generations will go, but if the generation today does not have the courage or the strength to face those challenges, then the next generation will inherit those same challenges and struggles. So, you know, that's where land came in. It's a 26-year-old issue, and I'm hopeful to work on some policy to get that thing finally moving forward, because it makes no sense. The wait list is since December of 1996. I was born in July of 1996. So you mean to tell me we have 26-year-old issues that are not solved? We got to work on that. We got to get it moving forward.
Yeah. Dwayne, what committees would you be going for?
Well, you know, I'm in the public, private sector. I was a customs officer and also a school counselor. So any one of those, you know. But everybody from customs saying, "Hey, pick up customs." So I said, "Okay, you know, if that comes my way, I'll do that."
Yeah. So you know the way it works, right? You guys are going to lock yourselves in a room in a caucus, first Democratic caucus in the legislature, 37th Guam legislature, and you're going to go around to your colleagues who are all senior from you and say, okay, this is a committee I want, what committee you want. So there's going to be a lot of horse trading. How do you plan to handle that? Will you defer to your more senior colleagues?
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I think we're just going to have more horses in our cabin. Just give each other horses, and I mean, I think we're gonna have to find some common ground at some point, right? I just hope we're not deliberating the speakership and leadership at midnight or 3 hours before the inauguration, right? We saw that last election, so I'm very much hopeful that we get people in the room and get it done and over with before the inaugural day.
Yeah. What would sway you, and how would you try to sway your colleague? And if you're doing this horse trading for a committee chairmanship that you particularly want?
That's just it. You're just gonna probably have to swap each other's oversights. I'm really forward on housing, economic development, economy, and land. So if, you know, for say we get cards or post-its of what our options are, and then, you know, you pull it, like I think it's called zonk, you know, you just get positions on these things and whatnot, and you just pull it, and then maybe that's the option. So you get land, you have land, give me land and I'll give you whatever I have. Maybe I have GVB. You want GVB? Here's GVB, right? Because definitely we just have to see what everyone has and put all our cards on the table and try to make ends meet with whatever we have. I mean, if the agency is given to me, the agency is given to me. I'm going to do my very best to ensure that the agency thrives under my oversight, and work with my colleagues either way.
Yeah. Dwayne, how would you handle caucus as a rookie in the discussion over committee ships?
Thanks for pointing that out. I'm a rookie. You know, I am still learning. You know, so you know, I hope the people of Guam understand and be a little bit patient with me. But I want them to understand that whatever does materialize out of this, and whatever committees that I be able to chair, you know, that I would have the best interest at heart for the people. Sure.
And just so you two know, you should share whatever you say in caucus with us, okay?
Sure. I'll just bring this mic in with me.
We're gonna take one more break and be back to close out the show. Don't go away.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
MTO Maintenance will now completely sanitize your home, office, or business with state-of-the-art commercial sprayers. For over 30 years, MTO Maintenance has been committed to the health and safety of our customers. And now, more than ever, a clean home, office, carpets, and furniture is a necessity to our island. Give us a call today. Stay healthy and stay safe, Guam.
Call 647-6861 for an appointment.
The all-new Hyundai Tucson.
All right, welcome back, everybody. You've been watching The Hub, but we're out of time. We'd like to thank our guests for the show, Senators-elect Dwayne St. Nicholas and Roy Kanata. Best of luck in the 37th Guam Legislature, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much,
KUAM.
sir. Thank you, KUAM.
Everyone for welcoming us here.
Thank you, everybody.
And thank you to the ladies and gentlemen out there and all the kids out there.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, and I thank you for watching. We'll see you again next week on The Hub.
Thank you.
I just popped my shoulder.